Welcome, everyone. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with Stephanie Reeley as part of our featured set of interviews around our Aspire Sales Leadership Program. Stephanie is the Senior Partnership Manager at Worldpay, and I'm going to hand over to you, Steph, just to expand a little on that for us, please.
I am indeed. So, yeah, my name is Stephanie. I am a Senior Partnership Manager within Worldpay. I come from 8 years of field sales experience across Barclays and Worldpay, and I now work within the integrated payments team as a Senior Partnership Manager. I look after one of the largest and most strategic commercial partnerships within the SMB space, and I am very much looking forward to progressing my career within leadership.
Thank you, Stephanie. We all are, aren't we? Progressing our leadership. So I have a few questions for you, if that's okay. The first one is, we're now nearly 8 months on from the Aspire Sales Leadership Academy. How's it impacted you?
I would say that it's impacted me massively, actually. So during the Aspire course, I moved channels. So I, still staying within the commercial role, I moved from obviously field sales into partnerships, and actually making that transition as an aspiring leader rather than just making the move as, naturally as a new member of the team. It really sort of demonstrated that I was very serious around my leadership aspirations, and the fact that I did the Aspire course sort of whilst I was moving and transitioning on this journey was a huge benefit to me. So my current leaders now within the channel couldn't really be more supportive around sort of my aspirations of wanting to become a future leader, and the Aspire course really helped cement that. Regarding impact, I also feel a great sense of achievement. So after finishing the course and sort of ever since, I think that only those on the course will really sort of understand the amount of work that actually goes into the Aspire course and the multiple different elements that are included. And I think they would also agree with me that what you put into it, you also get out. So for me, I saw this as a great opportunity. I put in 110% effort into it and really feel as though I've sort of reaped the rewards and benefits off the back of doing the course.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it is a tough program. I almost say buyer beware, because it's not just to turn up, attend a few workshops and, get away with it. Actually, you have to invest many hours. I mean, overall, how long do you think you spent on, the modules of learning?
So what I liked about the Aspire course is that there were multiple different modules that sort of pushed you out of your comfort zone in multiple different ways. So there were areas of sort of reading, research, and writing essays. So we had 5 essays that we needed to write regarding all different areas and aspects of leadership, sort of underpinned by research that we'd done through videos and reading and research. There were also elements of sort of presentation skills. We had coaching sessions, workshops, and a final presentation in which we did 4 senior leaders within the business, as well as a 2-day off-site Peak District trip where we were sort of pushed outside of our comfort zones with regards to map reading, multiple different challenges, and there was also that physical element as well. We also had one-to-one coaching. So the course was made up of multiple different modules, which were all designed to push everybody outside of their comfort zones. The Aspire course was made up of leaders as well as aspiring leaders, and I feel as though it was very effective with regards to, in some way or another, ensuring that everybody was sort of pushed to their limits.
Yeah, look, I think I should have you as an advert for the program. I mean, it's just it's just a fabulous description. And have you seen any other benefits from the program, either, in your work life or your personal life?
I have, yes. So work-wise, I would say that in order to get onto the program, you need to create a really positive brand for yourself within the company. But I think from doing the final report out session to 4 senior leaders within the business, it really positively impacted my brand personally within the company. I also presented the course and the structure of the course back to my new team and also the wider channel, which I'm now working in. And off the back of this, my team really got to understand the journey that I'd been on through Aspire, and also got to know me a little bit better as well. And also what it took in order for me to be selected for the programme. So now when I am taking responsibilities such as training or coaching or spearheading certain projects, everybody is totally on board with the reason to why I'm doing this. And again, I am quite new to the channel, so I think it's really important for people to understand where my aspirations are, which direction my career is heading in, and why I'm doing the things that I'm doing in order to go above and beyond my current role at the moment. I also feel as though the leaders within my channel that are creating a culture in which I can go above and beyond and do all of these things proactively is really important as well. And again, the Aspire course just solidified the fact that I was already on that journey before moving into this role that I'm in today. And then if I think about personal benefits, I think it's really important for me to share my Aspire journey with my family and friends. So I completed the course during COVID. We all completed the course during COVID. And I feel as though the course enabled far more open dials of communication between family and friends who are constantly checking in to see how I was getting on, to see how my essays were going, to see how my presentation prep was going. And it just enabled me to have that communication with multiple different people that were also with me on the journey and wanting me to succeed on this journey. And as well as that sort of open dial of communication, I feel as though the 2-day Peak District trip for not only myself but for everybody that was on the course, it was so nice to go from being in lockdown in central London to having 2 days with the team and leaders and obviously you guys at Salestrong to sort of get out in some fresh air, literally, and to take on some challenges which I don't think any of us had done before. I'm not going to give away too much to what those 2 days consisted of. However, it was 1, a breath of fresh air, 2, a really fantastic challenge, 3, it was very physical, which really suited me. I love being in the outdoors and I love physical activity, and that really played to my strengths, which was great, and also a reason to why I enjoyed it so much.
Look, thank you. And yeah, the Peak District is certainly one of my personal highlights of that particular Aspire course.
It was
In fact, if we could do it all in the Peak District, that would be great.
That would be great.
That would be great. And if you were to pick on one thing, what do you think has been the most valuable thing that you've taken away from the Aspire program?
I would say confidence. I would definitely say confidence. I believe this all sort of boils down to my improved self-awareness of what I'm capable of, my improved emotional intelligence regarding all sorts of situations previously and, what I'm dealing with now in work, and just the acknowledgement of how much I've grown since starting on the course all the way through until now. What I will say about the course, and what I've already said, is that it has the ability to push every single person, no matter what position you're in, completely out of your comfort zone in one way or another. I think for me, the element of the final report out presentation to not only for senior leaders within the business, but also to you guys at Salestrong and also the rest of the cohort, that really pushed me to completely out of my comfort zone and wanting to really sort of thrive in that area. And since then, I have gone into presentations feeling way more confident, understanding that I can do this and I can present to whoever within the business and find it more of an exciting thing to do now. Whereas before, it really took that sort of step for me in order to push my boundaries to now see it as an exciting opportunity rather than something to be apprehensive about. And that's just the presentation piece. And when we look to doing workshops and pairing up and one-to-one coaching and the essay writing and all of the other different elements, again, although I've done a degree and written lots of essays in my time, that was a long time ago now. That was about 12 years ago, I think I graduated. But it's really enabled me to again just completely push myself, push my boundaries, and just confirm to me what I am capable of.
No, it's really great to hear. And you've spoken a lot about the content and the structure of the Aspire program. How did the reality of it match up to your expectations before you went on the program?
So I always knew that it would be hard work. So I wasn't, I actually applied for the Aspire course the year prior to me actually gaining a place on the course. So I was quite new to the business when I first applied, and I had a lot of colleagues that made it on. So 10 colleagues every year are sort of handpicked to go onto the Aspire Leadership Programme. And one of my close colleagues was selected the year before me. And I was constantly probing him and pushing him and saying, what are you doing? What are you up to? He was very good at keeping a lot of it, you know, a surprise, which I'm pleased he did. But I also knew that it was going to be a lot of hard work. So there's a lot of sacrifices that go into the Aspire Leadership course. Some of it is in work time, but the majority of it is actually in your personal time. So when thinking about the 5 essays that we wrote and all of the research that goes into ensuring you've got the knowledge to underpin and, you know, the references in order to, you know, prove your point within those essays, that is all done in my personal time. And it was a lot of hard work. I expected it to be hard work, but I also feel at the same time the amount of energy and time that I put into it was completely worth it, because I feel as though the rewards are just as high as the effort that was put in.
Yeah, it's exactly the case. And without revealing maybe any secrets of the content, was there anything that surprised you as you were going through the workshop? Not the workshop, the program. You know, either in terms of some of the things you're being asked to do, or in terms of what you were learning as a result of it.
I don't want to give too much away. I feel as though from the one-to-one coaching, I found really beneficial in between the essays that we were writing in order to gauge feedback and put improvements for the next set of essays. The essays didn't surprise me too much. I enjoyed the fact that these were university style. There was Harvard referencing, and it was very similar to what I'd done during my degree. However, I did find the most surprising piece of the course the Peak District.
Okay.
And there were multiple different parts of the 2 days that were a really big surprise, and in a really good way. It made it exciting. It really sort of bonded all of the people on the cohort. We really bonded as a team and got to spend those 2 days together and work as a team. And I feel as though if any part of the course was going to be a surprise, it was going to be those 2 days for sure.
Excellent. The question that I was going to ask you was, would you recommend the Sales Leadership Academy to others, and if so, why? But I want to change it slightly, because I'm getting the sense that you will recommend it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have agreed to be on the call. So maybe a better question is, who would you recommend it to? So what kind of person do you think would get the most out of the Aspire program?
So I would say that if you have a fire in your belly that is wanting to implement change within the wider business, and your brain is naturally thinking of ways of which things can be done better, or you naturally have an instinct to want to help people and motivate people, then the Aspire course is for you. Currently, the Aspire course is for sales colleagues within the business, but I have moved to the partnerships channel. This is still a very commercial role, strategic role, where sales is, you know, a huge part of what we do. And if it was me, I would say to anyone who works within a commercial role, in order to drive sales across the business and wants to implement change and also wants to help people, then this is the right course for you. But I would also say that those that are thinking about doing the course, be willing to be uncomfortable, be prepared to sacrifice your personal time, be prepared to do, a lot of reading, a lot of writing, a lot of research in order to get the most that you can out of each of the modules that we do, and also to have fun as well, because I feel as though we had a really great team, and we did make the course as fun as we could, and we've all built a really strong connection internally, which has also been a huge benefit. We all work within different roles. Some are leaders, some are aspiring leaders. I'm in the partnerships channel, there's colleagues within the sales channel as well, and I feel as though all of us working together and maintaining these strong connections in the roles that we're in are helping all of us with our current roles now. And I think it's really important that this course can continue to bring people together within the business and work together as well.
Well, lovely. And I say hear to that. So look forward to the next one. If you were to sum up your experience of the Aspire Academy in 3 words, what would your 3 words be?
So I've spoken quite a lot about being outside of your comfort zone, and that's a few too many words. So I think if I was going to put it into 1 word, I'd say uncomfortable, but in a good way.
There's still 4 or 5 words, but anyway.
Just uncomfortable. I would also say rewarding, but again, it will only be rewarding if you're willing to put in the work in order to reap the rewards off the back of the course, and obviously your personal brand as well. And finally, I would say Aspire is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to grow your personal brand. It's an opportunity to progress in your career. It's an opportunity to learn and put your skills into practice. It's an opportunity to represent yourself to senior leaders in the business and build strong, great connections with people that are in the same mindset as you, that are also progressing in their careers.
Okay, Steph, what I'd love to do is just ask you some quick fire questions, maybe for a bit of fun towards the end, but also sometimes there's some really great insights that come out of these. So I'm going to go ahead with the first one. What's your favorite sales book, podcast, or blog?
I'm going to say it's a book, and it's a book that was actually bought for me from my current leader, Patty. And it's a book that she had bought for the whole team. It's called Negotiation Genius. It's written by Deepak Malhotra and Max Bazerman. And within each of our team meetings every couple of weeks, we read a chapter, we review. And it's a really fantastic book, which has a negotiation framework and a toolkit of really amazing negotiation strategies. And I would recommend anybody in sales to read it.
Brilliant. And just so everyone gets it, what was the title of the book again?
It's called Negotiation Genius, and it's by Deepak Malhotra and Max Bazerman.
Nice. And actually, I was asking for myself because it's one of them that I don't have. So.
Oh, really? That surprises me, Steve.
Yeah, I know. So I need to get Negotiation Genius as soon as possible.
You do indeed.
Okay, a second question. What do you believe are the 3 most important attributes to be a successful salesperson?
I'm going to start off with communication. Communication is a fundamental attribute for a leader, and it would definitely be top of my list. Then emotional intelligence. So I feel as though the piece of the Aspire course that included emotional intelligence and theories behind it, I learned a lot from that. And I think it's key to becoming a successful leader. And finally, resilience, especially within the sales leadership world.
I love the fact that you've taken 2 of the topics that we covered on the Aspire program. So
absolutely.
I think I might need to add resilience to the next program then to cover all 3. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given in leadership?
I would say that the best piece of advice would be to gain as much feedback as possible from a seller's perspective, obviously deals that didn't work out, deals that did work out, as well as colleagues within the business, leaders within the business, and the same from a leadership standpoint. if you can gain as much feedback as possible, you can review this in great detail, you can make changes and continuously improve as a salesperson or a sales leader. I think it's fundamental in order to have external feedback on yourself. Again, with the Aspire course, we had a 360 survey at the start of the course and a 360 survey at the end of the course, which were completed by both managers and colleagues that were selected from around the business. And it was really important for me to read all of that feedback that I wouldn't have known otherwise. A lot of it I was aware of, but there were certain points and key factors within there that have helped me continuously improve as a person, as a salesperson, and an aspiring leader as well.
Great, thank you. We're going to focus in on salespeople now. So what's the poor sales habit that annoys you the most?
Oh, I would say the script, the spiel, the reading the same few lines over and over and over again to different customers within the industry. At Worldpay, we are highly focused on a methodology which we need to define the customer's needs and get to know them. I feel as though my success as a salesperson was based around the fact that I took a really keen interest in understanding the customer, understanding their business, you know, what's happened in the past, what their future plans are. So I feel as though having that personable approach rather than just reading from a script is so important. So I'd say that's my biggest pet peeve.
Excellent, thank you. So look, some great answers to our 5 quick-fire questions. So Steph, look, thanks very much.
Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome. Yeah, thanks for joining us. And I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you, Steve.